Time now for Truth or Fake, our daily fact-checking segment. I'm joined here in the studio with Catalina Marchand de Abreu. Your surname is always a tricky one, but I always say it. Good evening. So
Good evening,
now in today's
Delano.
segment, you're going to discuss the fake news that's been circulating on social media following the U.S. Supreme Court's decision last week to overturn that landmark Roe v. Wade ruling.
So we've identified a couple of fake news stories circulating on social media just one day following the Supreme Court's decision to overturn the Roe versus Wade ruling on June 24th. Here's the first, as some users on social media claim that there's been a mass shutdown of Planned Parenthood clinics following this decision. Here's an example of this tweet from June 25th that reads, "Why are Planned Parenthood clinics closing down all over the country? I thought abortion was only 3% of their businesses." And this tweet's gathered over 50,000 likes. So how accurate is this claim? We're actually going to clarify it a bit right now. We've actually found no evidence that can fully support this claim. Let's start with this most recent document that shows the percentage of abortion services provided by Planned Parenthood available on its 2019 and 2020 annual report. And page 33 of this report does show that the percentage of abortion services provided by Planned Parenthood is indeed a 3% right here, as you can see.
Yeah.
So it's not fake, but it's not completely accurate since the data is from 2019 and 2020. So we'd need more recent data to clarify this claim. Then as far as Planned Parenthood centers closing, the closest thing we found to this were these 5 part-time centers that closed in New England on June 12th, 2022, as they indicate right here. They closed 5 centers that will soon expand their operations to 7 others, but the closure of these centers is completely unrelated to the Supreme Court's decision on June 24th. Finally, if ever in doubt, you can also go to the Planned Parenthood website to find a health center locator by state. And in certain states with abortion bans, their website indicates that abortion is now illegal in that state. For instance, this page from Kentucky that notes abortion is legal in Kentucky for now. So a representative for Planned Parenthood also told Reuters that no Planned Parenthood centers closed since the Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. So there's no evidence of mass closures of Planned Parenthood clinics.
Next, you're debunking an image, an outrageous image of an anti-baby, which pro-choice protesters. Tell us more.
So some social media users have been using this image, allegedly showing 2 pro-choice women holding up these anti-baby signs. Here's the post on Twitter from June 25th, one day after the Supreme Court's decision. This tweet's gathered over 16,000 retweets and over 129,000 likes. So we see one woman in the picture holding a sign that says, "Babies are useless, they can't even talk." And the other woman's sign says, "Kill the little freeloaders." So the only problem is that this photo has been circulating online for a while now. Our colleagues at Snopes fact-checked this image back in 2017 when confirming that this image was created as part of a contest for web designers whose challenge was to make up the most outrageous protest sign possible. Here's the website for this. It's called Stupid Protest. The contest received over 44 Photoshop submissions, amongst them the viral image claiming it to be pro-life protesters right here. Then there's another image. Kids have it too easy these days. Is this the bank? So lots of images, outrageous enough, just not real life pro-choice protesters. Delano.
And finally, moving on to your final story, some on social media are wondering why there's a pile of bricks near the U.S. Capitol.
Indeed, our last fake news story as an image of pile of bricks near the Capitol is circulating on Twitter and Facebook as users imply that these bricks were planted there for pro-choice protesters to use during riots, when in fact these bricks belong to a construction site. So here's one of the tweets from June 25th with over 16,000 likes and 6,000 retweets. The tweet reads, "Why on earth would the city of DC leave 10 full pallets of bricks right down the street from the Capitol and across the street retreat from the RNC. And this photo was tweeted by many, notably by Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. She tags the Capitol Police and says, "Why are there 20 pallets of bricks 1 block from the House office buildings?" So lots of outreach right here. It's reached over 36,000 likes and 14,000 retweets. So step one is to geolocate this photo to actually verify if this was taken close to the Capitol. Reuters geolocated where this photo was taken, and it was indeed 3 minutes away from the Capitol Hill in 410th First Street in Washington, D.C. So then if we go to the D.C. paving plan website, we can also confirm that these bricks were in an alley in 410th First Street Southeast, which is under construction right here. So
they have a website
confirming
for that?
There's a website for that. There's
That's
a website
fantastic.
for everything these days.
We should
so
have. Do we have one in Paris? It seems like the whole city is under construction. We never know what's going on.
They're probably overwhelmed with this website. But the Daily Beast also covered this story on Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, who, quote, appeared to assume the bricks had a sinister purpose, but turns out that they're for a construction site. So they also published lots of pictures proving that this was a construction site and these weren't bricks set up for pro-choice rioters. Delano.
Thank you very much for that, Catalina. Catalina there with Truth or Fake.